It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed. Living life off the wall, living off the wall. So tonight, you gotta leave that 9 to 5 up on the shelf, yeah, and just enjoy yourself. Ooh, let the magic and the music get to you. What's good, everybody? Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Are we good? We good visual? We good audio? Just want to check in right quick. Wait for my first yes before I say what up again. Living off the wall tonight. Gotta leave that 9 to 5 up on the shelf. Hey, thank you, Brian. And just enjoy yourself. Oh, hold on one moment. Uh, there we go. Anyway, all right, cool. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's well. Happy Thursday in these streets. I don't know. Is it just me, or does this week feel like it's really, really long? Even though it's a shorter week, it just feels way longer than it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, starting off on some sad news. Fashion icon Giorgio Armani has passed away at the age of 91. This literally happened as we were preparing. I got the notification, but Italian fashion designer Giorgio Armani has died. The company said in a statement on Thursday, with infinite sorrow, the Armani Group announces the passing of its creator, founder, and tireless driving force, Giorgio Armani. The fashion house said in a statement, Armani, who was 91, was synonymous with modern Italian style and elegance. He combined the flair of the designer with the acumen of a businessman running a company that turned over some 2.3 billion euros, aka 2.7 billion American dollars a year. He has been unwell for some time and was forced to drop out of his group shows in Milan Men's Fashion Week in June, the first time in his career that he had missed one of his catwalk events. Known as King Giorgio, the designer was known for overseeing every detail of his collection and every aspect of his business, from advertising to fixing models' hair as they head out to the runway. A funeral will be set on Saturday and Sunday in Milan, the company said, followed by a private funeral at an unspecified location. Now, what's slow? What's slow? Anyway, um, there's certain people that transcend like their industry, like there's people who are football famous, and then there's like Tom Brady, right? And then there's people that's fashion famous, and then it's like Versace. You know what I mean? It's like these are the cultural cornerstones. These are the people you knew, right? These are the people who, you didn't know a lot about fashion, but you knew Armani. You know Versace, right? You may not know Cerruti, but you know but there's a certain people who transcends their industry, and Armani was definitely one of those people. That's why he has a company in the billions, and is a well-renowned he's an artist. He wasn't just like a clothing designer, he was an artist. um and I think that's what a lot of people tend to forget about fashion. Fashion is art with the right people. There are people who just think because they can put together a pair of pants and a top that they're a fashion designer. Like, no, it's an art to it, and like there's an art to a lot of these things. And when they say a master class, that's a master class in the fashion industry. That's a master class in designing. That's a master class in how to run your business, to be hands on in every aspect of it. Yeah, that's how you want to do it. Anyway, yes, Brian, I caught up now. I understand you were talking about the slow chat. I thought you were saying that the live stream slowed down or something. I say a lot of stuff. So, and then it's like a 40-second delay between what I say and what y'all receive. So, which is annoying as well. But I have no control over that. So I'm over here minding my business. Anyway, RIP Armani. The empire will continue, obviously. Hopefully it's in great hands, and whoever you left the empire with, hopefully they will do right by you and your legacy and everything that you've built. We appreciate it. We love you. Thank you very much, sir. Now, let's move on to some happy news. The NFL is back. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. The NFL is back, baby, baby. Start tonight. Yes, God. The NFL makes its debut, and everybody is vying for two spots at Super Bowl 60, which will go down in San Francisco at Levi Stadium. Anyway, I'm excited. If you don't like football, you're going to hear it anyway. The inaugural game is between the Super Bowl champs. They will be hosting, the Philadelphia Eagles will be hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Look. Um, I should have put that meme up where people were already putting up eliminated Dallas Cowboys eliminated from playoff contention. Listen, I don't know how the season gonna go. This is Dak Prescott's 10th season, which is so weird. Dak Prescott has been in the NFL for 10 seasons. That's crazy. That's crazy. Where'd the time go? Jesus. Anyway, tonight's game will be at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's YouTube TV, and I'm sure somewhere in your local area it'll be available. I don't know which channel is favored this year or whatever, but the NFL is finding some very interesting ways to expand the market, which is fine. We understand. We understand we can't gatekeep forever, but let's go. I'm excited. So here's apparently 5 things CNN wants you to know ahead of kickoff tonight. Why am I scrolling where there's no scroll? There we go. That he wrote it. I didn't write it. So I glazed his article. I don't know. So the NFL is back at long last, and we are going to be treated to 16 games over 4 days to start the season. Let's freaking go. Here are 5 things to know heading into week 1. Da-da-da-da-da. Super Bowl champs open the season versus the Cowboys Friday. The Philadelphia Eagles are set to begin their title defense Thursday when they host their NFC East rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. The Philly faithful will still have plenty to cheer about as they begin bringing back pretty much all of the core from their championship team. And some extra good news for the Eagles, the so called tush push was not banned. Okay, a little controversial there. And they can continue to dominate short yardage scenarios with Jalen Hurts and their powerful offensive line. Hurts is extra happy for this matchup after the Cowboys shocked the NFL world by trading all pro pass rusher Micah Parsons last week to the Packers for two first round picks and Kenny Clark. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said part of the reason they made the trade was to stop the run. Let's see how they do against Saquon Barkley on opening night. I don't know about that, but Saquon got his money, so Saquon ain't got nothing to prove at this point. He everything he needed to prove, he proved last season. But Saquon is Saquon. He'll probably go balls to the wall again this season. But anyway, the second game of the season will be just one night later as the league returns to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Oh yeah, that's right. I was like Palo Alto. I was like, oh, they're going to LA. Oh no, Brazil for the second straight season. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will take on the Los Angeles Chargers. In last year's Brazil game at Arena Corinthians, the field was very slick and drew much criticism from the Eagles and Packers. The NFL says it is aware of the problem and will make sure it does not happen this time. The Buffalo Bills are favored. They're Super Bowl favorites this year, but they're Super Bowl favorites every year. Neither Hurts and the Eagles nor Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are favorites to win the Super Bowl this season. Odd makers have Josh Allen and the Bills as most likely to hoist the Lombardi Trophy. At some point, at some point the Bills' luck has to change, right? Listen, Josh Allen is a great quarterback. Nobody could take that from Josh Allen. He is an absolute quarterback. Transcendent quarterback. He puts the team on his back when he has to. He runs. He does everything right. I don't know if it's the team. I don't know if it's the coaching, but it's definitely not the quarterback. And so they will figure it out. I'm gonna pull a. I think. I don't care about the rest of this article. I think. And I think this is the year Lamar Jackson's gonna pull it off. Yeah, I said it. And y'all know I'm no big Lamar Jackson fan, but I think this is the year he's gonna pull it off. Um, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong as the season progresses, but I think he's actually he's gonna appear in the Super Bowl. I didn't say he's gonna win it, but I think finally this will be the year. Um, I think it come down to the wire between the Bills and the Ravens, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I know everyone else is excited. I'm excited. Football's back. Let's do it, baby, baby. All right. And see y'all tonight at 8 o'clock. By the way, it should also be noted, I don't think he's here, but Prince canceled his podcast just to watch a football game. I just want to let y'all know that. And Prince could have pre-recorded the show, actually. Prince, I'm calling you out, and I know you're not here yet, but you could have pre-recorded your show. Wait a minute. We can't move on yet. No moving on because we gotta get at somebody in the comments right quick. First of all, while Russ always gotta catch strays for people, but I will say this about Russ. Russ got to prove it this season. And listen, Denver wasn't Russ' fault. Steelers wasn't Russ' fault either. I understand the quarterback is the face of the organization, but it's a team sport, right? Russ does his part, but if y'all not doing y'all part, which is catching the damn ball, which is running the damn ball, which is protecting me to make sure I don't get my head knocked off so I can get the damn ball down the field. Look, what else do you want me to do? You want me to do everything? So yeah. I hope the New York Giants works out. I don't think I've ever in my life watched a New York Giants season. So this will probably be the first, but we'll see how the first few games go. And First of all, we don't talk about injuries. No one's getting injured this season. Everybody's going to have a great season, and we're at this moment. Let's just enjoy this moment where all the hope and all the dreams and all the aspirations are here, and everybody has a shot, and whatever. Anyway, Russell Wilson is a Hall of Fame quarterback, so it don't really matter at this point. But I do hope he has much success with the Giants this year, and I think he will. Anyway, and then for those who are mad that he got the starting job, well, get over it. If he doesn't do well, we got plenty of replacements. They have a great quarterback room. So I will say that. Anyway, where are we going next? Oh, we're going to the Epstein people. All right. So I still don't care, but let's talk about it since apparently this is still a story. Uh so the victims are spoke out yesterday, or some of the victims spoke out yesterday, and they had an interesting press conference, and they said some very interesting things, as well as a couple of one of the lawyers, as well said some things, and we'll also get President Trump's reaction to things. So here's a little clip from the press conference yesterday.
Congress must choose. Will you continue to protect predators, or will you finally protect survivors? Transparency is justice. Release the files, end the secrecy, and stand with us in declaring that no one, no billionaires, no politicians, not world leaders, is above the law.
I agree.
And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. Yes. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that. Because history is watching, and so are the women who will come after us. Thank you.
Well, all I gotta say is get y'all money. Listen, this sounds like a cash grab, which I ain't mad at you. It's definitely political. And either way, I still don't care. I think in terms of on the greater scale of what the country has to deal with, the fact that this is being like inundated at the president's desk is annoying to me. And I said what I said. Um, but it also appeared that Donald Trump was vindicated yet again. And the media, I'm sure, found some way to spin it. I think they were like, "Oh, Trump saying it's a hoax. Oh, Trump saying it's a hoax." And so here are the lawyer. Here's a lawyer for some of the victims talking about President Trump's role in all of this and how he helped survivors, and also critiquing him for calling it a hoax. Wrong.
The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, "Let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know," and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
That was in 2009?
That was in 2009. I can tell you that I talked to President Trump back in 2009, and several times after that. He didn't think that it was a hoax then. In fact, he helped me. He got on the phone. He told me things that were helping our investigation. Now, our investigation wasn't looking into him, but he was helping us.
I think what they're doing, they're misinterpreting what Trump means when he says it's a hoax. Trump is not saying what happened is a hoax. He's talking about how they're politicizing this. And y'all are smart people, so y'all should know better than to fall for this crap. He's not saying what happened didn't happen. That's not what he's saying. He's saying you're making a political circus out of this and it's unnecessary, right? That's what he's saying. Now, if y'all want to stink to do, whoop to do, if you can create your own list, why are we worried about Congress releasing the list? Y'all are the victims. We'll talk. Talk y'all ish. But anyway, here's Donald Trump answering the question.
Mr. President, Mr. President, right now there have been survivors of Jeffrey Epstein speaking at a press conference on Capitol Hill. They're calling for these case files, these documents to be released. And Thomas Massey, who was sponsoring a discharge position to get the House to vote on the release of those documents, says he doesn't believe you're implicated in these files, but many of your friends and donors may be, and he says that's why the Justice Department is redacting them and slow walking the release. Is the Justice Department protecting any friends or donors, sir?
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president. Even if you look at D.C. right now, D.C., it's a totally safe zone. It's called a safe zone. That's a term. It's a term of art. It's a safe zone because it's very safe. You can walk down the street now and nothing's going to happen.
And this is what I'm talking about. This is all one big ass distraction. I get it. We want justice. We want victims. We want stuff exposed. Blah blah blah. I get that. All right, great. Um, but again, this is political. This has nothing to do with caring about victims. Democrats don't care about victims. If Democrats cared about victims, why didn't you drop the list when Joe Biden was president? If Democrats cared about victims, why weren't you reaching out to these victims during Biden's tenure? Hell, during Obama's tenure, why weren't you reaching out to victims? Oh, because we didn't care. We didn't care. There was nothing politically expedient about it. There was nothing financially we could gain from this. There's nothing we could get from this. So therefore, we ignored these victims until we thought, oh, wait, Trump might be on the list, which would make a fool of y'all because if Trump was on the list and y'all went through all that rigmarole to try to get him denounced, renounced, and rejected as a potential reelection, and and then he ended up succeeding anyway, despite everything y'all did. And that was literally, if y'all wanted the smoking gun, the smoking gun is Donald Trump's on the Epstein list. Donald Trump literally assaulted girls on the island. That literally would have killed it. That would have killed his career. That would have killed his political ambitions. But no, he's not on the list. So again, this is all smoke and mirrors, a big distraction. We don't care. It's all a performance. So when Donald Trump says it's a hoax, he's not saying what happened to you is a hoax. He's saying that the Democrats are politicizing this to distract from the success of this administration. That is what it is. That's it. That's all that's happening. So you feeding us this BS and constantly annoying this man with these stupid questions. At least y'all not asking about racism anymore. But asking this stupid questions. When we have bigger fish to fry, we have wars to end, we have deals to make, we have a budget to balance. We're running the most complicated government in the world, and we're going to stop everything, pump the brakes for the Epstein stuff. And like you said, no matter how much we release, it's never going to be enough. They dropped 33,000 pages on you yesterday. Find something and leave us the hell alone. These victims, go get your book deals, go get your talkie money, go get everything you need to get, But at this point, this is not a major government issue. And here's the other thing. The people you're dealing with on these lists are not like the average person. These people make Donald Trump look poor. These are very powerful people, very rich people, very connected people. And no, they're not above the law, but damn sure they influence the law. But they're not above it, but they influence it. So therefore, this whole notion that you're going to sweep into town and take down these people with your $30 checking account is not going to happen. Stop playing in our face. Anyway, I'm not discouraging you. I said go make your money, go do your thing, go call out the names, go create the list, do all the things you want to do. Do all of it. I encourage it. But I'm bored. And like I've said, from the very beginning of this whole Epstein stuff, I don't care. So I have faith that y'all will figure it out. Y'all will get it together. Y'all will make it right, and that's all we care about. Anyway, good luck to the victims. Hopefully, we can start talking about the successes of the Trump administration and not all of this other drama and stupidity. Anyway, moving on. Congratulations are in order. Congratulations are in order for the king of pop. The king of pop has landed his third diamond album. Michael Jackson's Off the Wall earns RIAA diamond certification. Michael Jackson has officially earned his third diamond album with Off the Wall, certified by the RIAA. The landmark project, originally released in 1979, has now sold over 10 million units in the United States. This achievement adds to Jackson's historic legacy, joining Thriller and Bad as diamond certified albums. Widely regarded as the record that launched him into solo superstardom, Off the Wall continues to influence generations of artists with its blend of funk, soul, and pop. The upgrade comes years after the project was last recognized. Off the Wall was certified 9 times platinum in February 2021. The beloved effort originally went platinum in December 1979, not long after its release. Now that Off the Wall has been elevated to diamond status, Jackson claims 3 such winners. Thriller remains the runaway leader at 34 times platinum. Bad hit diamond in 2017 and advanced to 11 times platinum in 2021. 2 additional titles from Jackson sit within striking distance of going diamond, both History, Past, Present, and Future, Book One, and Dangerous are steady at 8 times platinum. Neither has earned a new award in more than half a decade, but continues to sell and stream steadily. So at some point, the two will likely cross the 10 million unit mark. Amen. Hallelujah. Shabbat Off the Wall helped solidify Jackson's status as one of the biggest stars in music and also a certified and reliable hitmaker. The project produced 4 top 10s on the Billboard Hot 100, including a pair of number ones with Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. Both Off the Wall and She's Out of My Life peaked at number 10. Congratulations to the king of pop, rock, and soul. And as I've said a billion and a billion and a billion and one times, there's Michael Jackson, and then there's everybody else. There's no getting around it. There's no getting around it, people. Congratulations, and this is nothing to sneeze at. Oh, if you want the full certification, it's right here. So, so while your faves are benefiting from streaming, so can Michael Jackson. Now that y'all, count streaming as sales, a certain amount of streams counts as sales, they can now count as sales for Michael. And clearly, Michael created some timeless music. He has the perfect quadfecta of albums. You have Off the Wall, you have Thriller, you have Bad, and you have Dangerous. 4 totally different projects. No one sounds like the other. Like they all very different, right? Dangerous being the largest selling New Jack Swing album of all time. You can't beat that. You just can't beat that. So it is what it is. And I don't even know what is the thirst to erase Michael Jackson's legacy. I don't even know what is that about. Like these people who do half the work have way more access than his team and he did, and y'all think y'all gonna ascend to that level? Nah, we good, Sway. I want to get back to the concept album. SZA does a little bit of the concept. She's like one of the new artists that does like concept albums. So it's like you have an idea and then you just flush it out through all of these beautiful sounds and melodies. And Beyonce does it as well. These are like the last few artists that do concept albums. Chris Brown still does concept albums too. So but not many new artists. do concept albums. I don't know if it's a creative thing. I don't know if it's a budget thing. I don't know if they don't care. It's probably financial, but I miss getting a body of work and being able to associate it with that forever and ever because it's part of such a dope project, you know. Anyway, speaking of Beyonce, really quickly, happy 44th birthday. Regardless of what you think of her, the woman's 44 and she's part of our musical bedrock. You could not like her, you cannot like her music, but you can't escape her. She's probably playing in the supermarket right now somewhere as we speak. Um, so happy 44th birthday to Beyonce. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the contributions to the arts. And we will be we'll be right back. All right, Florida said enough is enough. We're done. We're done. Vaccine mandates will end. And it's not just for COVID. It's for all the mofos. Here is here's the Surgeon General sharing the good news.
But what I'm most excited about is an announcement that we're going to make, that we're making now, which is that the Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
Let's go.
All of them. Every last one of them. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Every last one of them. All of them. Every last one of them. Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Okay? Who am I as a government or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now to tell you what you should put in your body?
That part.
Who am I to tell you what your child should put in your body? I don't have that right. Your body is a gift from God. What you put into your body, is because of your relationship with your body and your God. I don't have that right. Government does not have that right. They want you to believe they have that right. And unfortunately, they've been successful. They've been successful.
I never got that concept of mandatory, like the vaccine schedules and how they've increased over the last 40 years is crazy. And then you look at the trajectory of how these mandated vaccines have created a rise in allergies and autism and other learning deficiencies. And we're sitting here talking about, we don't know what the problem is. Are you kidding me? This is why RFK is on the hill right now, literally as we speak, fighting for his life, fighting these Democrats who are clearly, whatever. I was able to pull a couple of clips before we had to go live. Here's one. Who's he talking to in this one? I think this is Ron Wyden that he's talking to in this one.
Enacting an agenda that I think is fundamentally cruel and defies common sense. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do I got a reply? Or Senator, you've sat in that chair for how long? 20, 25 years, while the chronic disease in our children went up to 76%.
Wow.
And you said nothing. You
Wow.
never asked the question why it's happening. Why is this happening? Today, for the first time in 20 years, we learned that infant mortality has increased in our country. It's not because I came in here. It's because of what happened during the Biden administration that we're going to end.
I'm going to let Senator Wyden respond briefly.
Where did he lie? Where did he lie? You think this man is not doing the research? You think he doesn't have the data? You think he's just making this up? Like we haven't seen a spike in these issues? I mean, these kids are allergic to air at this point. Like, what the hell? Like, your body literally can defend from most of this stuff. Getting sick is just a part of life. It doesn't mean you're going to die every time you get sick. But when you're injecting kids with things that they don't need, why? I think one of them was hepatitis B. What the hell does a kid need a hepatitis B vaccination for? What for what? What they need that for? What they need that for? And just so many other things. And then if you say no, like I think it was Candace Owens who has not vaccinated her children. And then I think with the last kid, she left the hospital. She's like, no, I'm not. My kid's not getting any vaccinations, and took the kid home. And they called, I think it's Child Protective Services on her or something. And it's like, how are you going to force a parent to do something that they don't want to do, that they believe is wrong and possibly harmful to their child? Who are you to tell them that? But here's the thing: these Democrats are slaves to that industry. They're literally slaves to the medical community. They are slaves to big pharma. They are slaves. These people put a lot of money behind this political power. So that's why they're sitting here on the Hill screaming like dummies, because the money is, the check's cleared. You better sit here and advocate. You better sit here and perform, boy. We don't give a damn about right and wrong. It's all about business. I think I have another video. Oh yes. Where he goes back and forth regarding vaccines.
You can characterize it any way you want. I quoted them today. What I said was accurate. What you said were lies. You described
Senator,
moving the Titanic.
Are you saying that the mRNA vaccine has never been associated with myocarditis or pericarditis?
I am simply.
Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I am simply trying to say that the people that you have put on that panel, after firing the entire...
You're evading the question.
No, I'm asking the questions here,
You're
Mr.
evading
Kennedy.
that question.
I'm asking the questions, Mr. Kennedy. I'm asking the questions for Mr. Kennedy on behalf of parents and schools.
Listen, it's called a choice, right? That literally, even with the Surgeon General of Florida, if you want to inject your kids with all this bullshit, go ahead. Go ahead. That is your prerogative. Do what you want to do. Now, when the motherfucker's allergic to water, that's on you. That's it. They ain't got nothing to do with the government, right? The government gave you a choice, right, to vaccinate your children or not. So if you vaccinate your child and then shit happens, that's on you, right? So this whole notion that I promise, if I did a FEC review on this motherfucker too, I'm pretty sure he will come up as, yep, Big Pharma has donated to him. Because you're not going to sit here in good faith and say that parents are like, yeah, we want more autism, we want more food allergies, yeah, we want more skin rashes, yeah, we want more heart conditions, yeah, that makes sense. When the data is literally telling you otherwise. No child, no newborn needs that many vaccinations. You don't need a vaccination schedule that aggressive.
And teachers all over the United States of America who deserve so much better than your leadership. That's what
when they're this mad, you fucking with their money. When people, no names like this, are mad, you fucking with their money. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit that came out of his mouth. It has nothing to do with anything that came out of that man's mouth, and everything to do with the fact that you're messing with my money. And I got to sit up here and cape for these big pharma people and act like they're the good guy. He cleaned house because these people are complicit in making our children sicker, including us too. If it wasn't for the Supreme Court, Joe Biden would have had us all running around here vaxxed with some bullshit experimental drug that if you wanted it, fine, take it. If you don't want it, fine, don't take it. And I don't understand how me not being vaccinated affects you. So if I get sick and die, that's my prerogative. But how the fuck are you mad at me getting sick and get the fuck out of here? Meanwhile, now y'all running around here with a whole bunch of problems and acting like it's something else. And we still don't know why DeMar Hamlin's heart stopped on the damn field a few seasons ago. We still don't know why, because he couldn't even be straight up about it. Anyway,
Conversation is about Mr. Chairman.
Senator, they deserve the truth, and that's what we're going to give them for the first time in the history of that agency.
The truth, right? Not the let's do more of it. This is all about money. It's all about money. The more vaccinations, the more money. The more kids you jab up, increase. More profit, more revenue. Money, 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 money. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with caring about your children. It has nothing to do with actual health. And it has everything to do with the fact that we need to keep your kids sick. And so we're going to start them young. Because sickness is a business, like racism, like division, like politics, like sexism, everything, like police brutality. All of this stuff has become big money. It's all money. That's why the issue never gets solved. And that's why if you keep allowing these vaccine schedules to get out of control, I mean, they're out of control. If they get any more out of control at this point, will your damn kids be able to breathe on their own at this point? This is ridiculous to see Democrat politicians up here bitching and moaning about reform that they should have created. This should have never happened. We should have never gotten to this point. Ever. But no. It's RFK's fault. RFK, who's been here for 3 minutes, it's his fault. Because people lost their jobs. They lost their jobs because they were fucking up. How about that? They lost their jobs because they were wrong, because they were lobbied and bought and sold and doing the bidding of big pharma. It ain't got nothing to do with your kids, again. So stop playing in our face. It's everything to do with money. Money, 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 money. Speaking of money and taxation and stealing, Florida's just on it. I don't want to live there. I can't deal with hurricanes, but Florida wants to eliminate property taxes. And of course, the trauma. Oh my gosh, God forbid you can now really own your house. Because when you think of home ownership, do you really own your property? No. Because if something goes wrong, God forbid, and you can't pay that property tax, they don't give a damn if you've owned that house for 3 minutes or 90 years. They're coming to take it. Here's Ron DeSantis with his announcement.
What we're working on is a proposal to go on the ballot in 2026 where Floridians will be able to vote something that will do the property tax, but you have to do it through the Constitution. But yes, if you look at what's happened, there's been a major boom in Florida real estate. And honestly, home prices have gone up everywhere. They've gone up probably more here because we've had more demand, more population. And so what happens is someone that bought a house for $300,000 10 years ago is now being told their house is worth $750,000. Well, that's an unrealized gain. You haven't sold your house for that much, but somehow your property tax bill is going up. When Floridians have to sell a home, like maybe, you have a smaller home, now you have kids, you need a bigger, you then go into a higher tax basis. So even if you do the homestead, you're in a situation, if you bought a house over the last couple years, you're paying more for property taxes than you would have just a few years, by a significant amount. If you look at the budgets of these local governments, and the CFO, Blaise Ngoli, has done a really good job of going on site. They're doing a lot of stuff. And honestly, not everyone's been cooperative, and we'll have more to say on that shortly, and showing, okay, wait a minute, Broward County, even though Florida's had a lot of population growth, Broward, since 2020, has not had any net population growth. And yet their budget's gone up like 60%. And so you ask yourself, well, what is that? And why is it going up? Because people buy homes, it's a gusher of revenue that's going into the coffers. And so rather than returning that money to the taxpayers, they've basically been spending it. So what I think taxpayers want is, okay, local government, we want education, 100%. We want law enforcement and fire and other first responders, some of the water infrastructure, 100%. But we don't need some of the stuff that's been spent money on. And that's the purpose of these audits and these overviews, to be able to show taxpayers, that yes, it can be done. My position, and we're working on the concrete proposal, is twofold. One, if you're a Florida resident and you have a primary residence here, your homesteaded property, I think you should be able to own that free and clear of the government. I don't think that the government should be able to just tax you infinitum. And yes, it hurts senior citizens who are on fixed income, but it also hurts young families to try to get ahead by constantly getting hit up. And we're in a unique situation where that's a minority of the property tax revenue that goes to local governments. Probably about a third is homestead. The rest is either non-homestead or commercial. And so if you just return budgets to where they were 4 or 5 years ago, I think that would probably be enough as it is.
Facts. I was just reading the other day on, first of all, this is also predatory for people who don't have a lot of money, right? So say you owned your house, and this one woman I was reading, she owned her house for like 40 years, and she fell behind, I believe 5 years, but 5 years before she lost her house, she fell behind on paying the property taxes. This is an elderly woman, by the way, and she lost her home because she couldn't pay the tax bill. So that whole legacy is wiped out. She had to then relocate and figure it out and all of that stuff as an elderly woman with a whole lot of ailments and things of that nature. So when you're doing that predatory behavior to taxpaying citizens, people who have paid into the system for decades, and they fall on hard times and they just need relief. They need relief. And you're literally telling them that the home that they bought, where's my quote? Bought, is not really theirs. And that we can just come sweep it off your feet. We can come knock you out of it. And then what was also pissed me off about that article is that when they did take the person's property, the people's property, and then they sold it, and then obviously made back the money in the taxes, which the taxes could be very little, like $5,000. It could be something just very stupid, right? And they'll sell the home for like $200,000, $500,000. And do you think, now one would think, okay, if I owe 5,000, the government will take 5,000 and give me the rest. No. They keep all of it. So not only have I been kicked out of the home that I've owned for 40 years, now y'all have made a profit off my legacy. And now I'm ass out. That has to stop. That is absolutely ridiculous. Should never happen in the United States of America. So I hope the Floridians vote on this, and I hope they vote smart. Do your research. I mean, obviously, if you have these inflated budgets where you're saying we need all of this money, and then you have a real auditor come in and say, well, we can streamline, we could trim a lot of this fat. We can get a lot of this fat out of here and just get back to basics. I think it's a doable thing. But some people are just dumb. I just call it like I see it, and they think paying all of these taxes is a good thing, and it's fine. And or we could put a provision on there where you can opt in. You can opt in to pay more taxes because you love paying taxes. You can just opt into that. But I don't think the people should be forced to do that. This is a great idea, and I think other states should follow suit. New York, Texas. Which I'm sure Texas is probably working on something right now as we speak, because Texas tends to follow Florida a lot legislatively. So hopefully Texas is on the beat. But bravo, Florida doing it right. I just can't live there. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Oh, we have one more announcement before we go. Since y'all hate, well, not y'all, but the ugly and the fat hate Sydney Sweeney. Just so we know, stocks have surged 25% after her campaign, after her Good Genes campaign. Just so y'all know, y'all are really helping American Eagle out a lot here. And Sydney Sweeney is booked and she's working and she's beautiful and she's fit and you can't stop her. Also, if you have not watched my video on the history of Labor Day, please go check that out. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, uh, I figured out what I'm gonna do about 9/11. So for 9/11, I'm just gonna do a live stream and I'm just gonna have a whole like thing on it. And so I'm trying to figure out the details. So if y'all have any ideas as to how I can execute it, um, just look, we got to what, 52 minutes? Look, 52 minutes. You got to give me credit, Brian. That's 52 minutes. Come on now. Um, we got to 52 minutes in. So before I made anything, whatever. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, 9/11. So if you have any ideas on 9/11 and any, ways to go about executing that and making that happen, hit me up, DM me, text me, however you can communicate with me. Let me know. Um, should I tell personal story? Should I get old footage? Like, should there be like a mixture of stuff like personal story, arc, with the memorial and all of that stuff? I guess we could do all of that, but it's gonna take a little planning. But next Thursday, I believe is 9/11. Thursday or Friday? Thursday. And so that'll be the 24th anniversary. That's crazy. It's been 24 years since 9/11. Wow. 24 years since 9/11 and Beyonce is 44 years old today. Y'all are old. Anyway, if you would like to support the channel, you can go to AJsRANTroom.com. That's AJsRANTroom.com. You can get this felon hat. It also comes in blue. And we have all types of merch. Most of it's not political. So if you don't like political merch, we got inspirational merch. We have some pretty fly jackets. We got some great gym bags and some great duffel bags and things of that nature, and backpacks and whatever. We also have trifecta merch. And if you like politics, we got presidential merch. Anyway, that's how you can support the channel as we brick by brick march towards monetization. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. And I will catch y'all tomorrow. Hallelujah. Have a great day. Peace.